I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Before I get going with this video, I just want to take a moment to thank our friends Adeline and Barbara very much for your donation to our channel's PayPal account. All donations in the month of December are going towards 2 surgeries and a new wheelchair for our new dog Marley. Thank you. A year ago, I saw a shift, a changing trend within our community. I did a video on it about a year ago, and the subject matter was narcissists not bothering with the mirroring and the creation of this false self any longer. Why? Because the global awakening is just over the top. It's so widespread. People are on to this. I can't imagine there's many of us here within our community that would ever fall for a love bombing and idealization phase in a new relationship again. I certainly wouldn't, and I bet a lot of you wouldn't too. In fact, I do know many of you have tried dating again recently, quickly picked up on the fact that something was wrong. Now, much better educated, fully armed up to protect yourself, you immediately saw the red flags, but this time you trusted your gut instinct and got that narc out of your life. And I do believe it was ignoring these red flags and ignoring our gut intuition that got us all trapped in the first place. We're just not falling for it anymore. And about a year ago, maybe a little more than that, I did a video about this, and I had suggested that we're going to see a real shift, a real different sort of dimension when it comes to narcissistic attacks on empaths, and I want to talk about that today. Prior to this huge awakening, I think that the narcissists were all coming from the same direction. They would identify a potential target, they would move in, they would appear to be very interested in this target, they would gather information, they would take that information and they would then use it to mirror the target. They would create a fake self based on what they've learned, and they would then set out to trap this target using love bombing and idealization. It was always like that. Now, I do believe, of course, that that still goes on, and there are people out there, of course, who are completely unaware that these demons even exist, these predators, and any empath is going to be prey for them, but the shift has become extremely apparent now. Like, I'm getting so many comments on Facebook Messenger and getting so many emails saying, like, Kim, what is going on? I'm being attacked by randoms. I mean, neighbors, people I don't know, people I've never talked to. They appear to be obsessed and, watching my house and going back and forth past my house. And, this new guy started at work and the guy's just creeping me out like I don't even know this guy. And I, too, am definitely experiencing this. Empaths are always going to be prey for this type of predator. I've got some creeps here at YouTube that I do not know. They're as random as hell. Never had any involvement with, never spoken to them. I mean, just don't know them from a hole in the ground, who have parasitically attempted to attach their self to me, who are now experts on all things Kim. I mean, it's outrageous. It's absolutely mind-blowing outrageous. It's like these creeps are just going to headbutt their way into your life, whether you want them there or not. So how do we handle this? What do we do about this? Because this is truly invasive. The ensuing smear campaigns are bizarre beyond belief. What do they want? Like, what is it exactly that they want? First and foremost, they want attention. They want to appear to be associated with you because they have identified you as a superior human being. They, on the other hand, lack human qualities, basically dead, empty meat suits, packed full of demons, And part of the way they try to mask this emptiness is by parasitically attaching themselves to a real human. And I guess they think in their twisted delusion that if people see them associated with real humans, that they too may possibly be real humans. Attention. They want attention more than anything because attention is supply. Now keep in mind, a narcissist, any type of cluster B, and what we're seeing here is sociopaths. Now, a sociopath needs attention so badly, but they're not able to decipher positive attention from negative attention. Attention is attention. Like if you were to call one of them, hey you bloody bitch, it's no different than saying, oh, I think you're wonderful. It's all attention to them. And in their brain, they're not able to really separate or tell the difference. Like the fact that people are horrified by their behavior, it means nothing to them. The fact is people have seen their behavior. And that's what's important. They just want people looking. And I'll tell you, a normal, sane person knows, if they're receiving negative attention or positive attention, and they're not able to decipher this at all. A sociopath is going to want very much to appear to be a better person than they are. I mean, they know what they are. They know that they are literally buckets of filth. They are shame-based, they are absolutely wallowing in the guilt of their own behaviors, but they want to appear to be superior people. So unable to conduct themselves in a manner that invokes a feeling that they are a superior person, what they try to do is claw on and drag people down to their level. This is so typical. Sociopath comes to realize, and keep in mind, realizations to them are, from the twilight zone. When they come to realize that they are filth, they are shame and guilt laden, and they identified you as a superior person, they truly want to hurt you. They want to destroy you. And this obsessive, compulsive behavior, this absolute outward act of aggression towards you is going to be all telling of this. They simply want to destroy you because they are so envious, so bitterly jealous, so grief-stricken by the fact that they've identified a superior person. It sends the guilt and shame, washing over them in a way that they're drowning in it. And I guess much like when you're down on the beach, every now and then, the boys and I will get caught, in an undertow, and literally you're like fighting your way out of that, and it's much like that, like they're caught in this undertow of their guilt and their shame. So they come flying out fighting. And once that fight is initiated, that death fight is initiated, it's real to them. Like, it's very real to them. And I'm hearing this from lots of you. And I, too, am a target of someone's death fight, except I didn't enter my dog in this fight. I like my dog too much. I'm just not interested in public fights. I'm just not interested in public, displays of madness and insanity. I've got better things to do with my time. In fact, we're going to do a video in a couple days, a new art project I'm working on right now. Like, I just don't have the time or the energy or the desire to become combative with anyone. Why would I? Life's too short, and to be honest, I'm pretty happy in my life. I don't know if there's a real name for the narc death fight. I started calling it the narc death fight when I was still with Trevor, because I could see that he really wanted to instigate a fight. And I would say to him, hey, not interested in your death fight, buddy. Like, why do you want to fight with me? They want to fight. They want to appear to be connected to you that way because, of course, you've identified them as someone who is, sick. So you're not going to become personally involved with them. So the only way they can parasitically attach themselves to you is to start this narc death fight. And of course, the narc death fight stems from the narcissistic injury which leads them into this state of utter madness and insanity that just becomes all-consuming, and the obsession just washes over them. And they are truly in a death fight with you. Though you're busy working on an art project, busy doing some gardening, busy starting a new career, taking some educational courses, yeah, you're not interested, you're not involved in the death fight, but they are actively and truly in a death fight with you. Most importantly to them, they want to be victims. They love victimization. They want to be downtrodden and belittled by society, and they want to be your victim. There's one here that wants to be my victim, but sorry, I simply don't have the time to victimize you, and besides, you're doing a really good job victimizing yourself. It's outrageous. I mean, it really is. When random people you don't know, don't have any interest in, want nothing to do with, try to get you to enter your dog in their narc injury death fight in a very bizarre, twisted, delusional sort of way. I mean, you're dealing with a situation of such utter insanity. Truly, you are best to ignore it. Now, of course, in this ongoing smear campaign, I'm ignoring it because it means nothing to me. It doesn't affect my day. It doesn't affect my work. It doesn't affect my family or my hopes and my dreams for the future and my plans for my life. It does none of that. It's irrelevant. All I see is a lunatic acting like a lunatic and digging a very big hole for themselves. That's all it is. It means nothing to me. But a lot of people have really expressed a bit more aggression towards these sorts of attacks lately, like empaths who are now growing a thicker skin and saying, you know what, we need to fight back. We need to take a stand against these people. Now, ignoring it, of course, does let people know that you don't have a dog in the fight, you don't care, it's not affecting you. But on the other hand, as they continue to obsess and fester and get sicker and weirder with each passing day, in many cases, their behaviors will cross over to criminal. And certainly, we've all seen that. So when people start to cross over to criminal harassment, criminal defamation, slander, libel, when they're truly cyber stalking and cyber bullying you, these are crimes, and you can take legal action against them. You can contact police authorities. You can sue them civilly. For example, with what's going on here at YouTube, narcs have zero comprehension of actual physical evidence, and physical evidence doesn't take any sides. It doesn't have any opinion. It is what it is. Now, though a narc cannot understand evidence, YouTube's legal team understands evidence. They see timestamps, they see dates, they see this, absence of retaliation. They see the lack of evidence in response to these smear campaigns. And it starts to paint a pretty clear picture. They start to see things like, they start to see evidence. And I can't go on about what the actual evidence is because, there's stuff going on right now. And there certainly are some very, very sick people here at YouTube within our genre. And I see myself more as kind of a punching bag. Not really the target. Like, I believe our entire community is the target. When you look at the comments in my under my videos, I just got free, I've been free a month, celebrating a year free, I just got out of there, thank you for helping to educate me. When they see this huge awakening, when they see all these empaths getting free, getting educated, their cluster of sickos, is really working off of one hive mind, out of one playbook, working from one agenda, and they're all the same. So when one empath becomes safe from one of them, an empath becomes safe from all of them. And this is not what they want. They're highly vampiristic, and they're constantly in that feeding frenzy. And every time an empath wakes up, becomes educated, gets free, and learns how to protect themselves, well, that's one less source of narc supply, one less corpse for them to feed off of. And that's the last thing they want. And I'm really starting to see them working together. In fact, I received a very interesting email from a woman who said that 3 co-workers started at her company recently. None of them knew each other. They're all highly parasitic, all predators, and they immediately formed a group and are kind of working as a gang. And I'm seeing that here at YouTube. I call them the 3 Stooges, but you know, whatever you want to call them. They are finding each other the way we're finding each other, the way we're forming a community to protect ourselves against them. They are forming, you know, micro communities in a desperate attempt to infiltrate our community, to try and pry one of us free, to try and break one of us away, you know, from the group. And, you know, I'm going to tell you straight up, they can try to victimize me all they want. They can play the victim all they want. I am nobody's victim. I do not fall victim to narcissistic abuse. I do not play into the narc death fight. I don't care. They chose what they are. They choose their actions, and they love their actions. Like, they sit there salivating as they obsess and think of new ways. I'm going to tell you, if I was sitting in my home plotting against someone, I would have to stop myself, get my ass out onto the street, get into a taxi, and get myself to some help. I mean, they don't even find it as bizarre because they've lived like this their whole life in constant conflict, constantly targeting someone, constantly on the hunt. It's just so normal to them. They don't even see it as bizarre. So you are not ever going to be able to change it. You're never going to be able to reason with one of them. This behavior is not bizarre to them. Even when they're in full predator mode, you know, stalking someone, hunting someone, you know, it's not weird to them. It's offensive beyond belief. It is vile and odious and disgusting to a normal person. But there's nothing weird about it to them. They think we all do this. Think all people are liars. Thieves think everyone is a thief. And narcs think everyone behaves this way. Narcs actually think that the rest of us are plotting against them as they're plotting against us. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you don't give a flying hump anyways. But if you are experiencing random attacks from people you don't know, please leave a comment below, because this really seems to be surging. If you find yourself feeling at odds with someone, people looking at you weird, people appear to be talking behind your back or stabbing you back, or you're just getting a bad vibe about someone you don't know, please leave a comment below, because I want to kind of track this, because I'm seeing a lot of it, and I think we've got a real trend here. Now, of course, at the start of my channel, the warning was, be careful of potential love interests, but I'm afraid this has shifted to be careful of everyone. Predators, and we are the hunted. So guys, keep your eyes open, be careful anytime someone new is coming into your life, especially if they're attempting to headbutt their way in. Be very, very leery and stay on your toes. Guys, I love you lots. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. I hope you're having a great narc-free day.